Okay, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I said, right? Whenever you are seeing the data here in the SQL, right? That is in presentations in presentation format, right? But actually, this is SSMS, right? SQL Server Management Studio, and it connect to our SQL Server, and that SQL Server stores our data into the on disk, right? In this
Okay.
format, right? So
Yeah.
if you can go to this path, okay. So I'm here, program files, right? In the C column program
Mm.
files, Microsoft SQL Server, and in that you can go to this, okay, folder. Here you can see that this is my data folder and this is my log folder. So
Okay.
if I click
Yeah.
on data, you can see this is my in data. You can see that this is my bookstore DB and bookstore DB
Mm.
log file, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So this is nothing but the size of my database. So even though my size of database may be 1 GB,
Mm.
10 GB, 100 GB, whatever, but logically it stored a data into the 8 KB pages. Okay.
Okay.
So now we'll understand that in details, little bit details. We are going in depth actually. Okay. So that is,
Okay.
I would
Yeah.
not call this as a fresher level knowledge. This is actually a very advanced level logic, uh, uh,
Okay.
sorry, knowledge, but that is
Mm.
again useful for you, okay, when you work in the
Yeah. Yeah.
performance related stuff.
So this is for all the tables, right? So like
Hmm. Yes,
the
yes,
previous tables we have created, we have created so many tables.
yes, yes, yes. This is for everything. That there is only single one file, data file. That
Okay.
is for it. You can add 1 lakh records, 10 lakh records. Still, it will be same.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you can see right now, maybe that is 73 KB, right?
Hmm.
73,000 KB. Okay. Maybe we'll add
Yeah.
some data and maybe we'll check later as well. This size. Okay. Okay. Now, just to out of interest, let's understand, okay, about this table. Okay, how the data is stored in this. Okay.
Hmm.
So as I said, right, it's a binary tree created here. So
Yeah.
I'll show you. Okay, yeah. So if I go and do select star from this, and this is my object ID, right? So let me copy here
Hmm.
and paste here. Okay. And if I see, I have one table and there's one clustered index and one is non-clustered index on
Oh,
my tables.
yeah.
That means my data is stored in arranged manners. One is clustered, right? That means my actual data is stored in the
Hmm.
arranged in a well manner in a sequence as per the identity column. And there is one non-clustered index based on my title. So these are the two keys I have, right? So based on this, my data is stored, okay, on that
Hmm.
files we see, right? It is actually stored on
Yeah.
disk. So we'll now understand. So now I have, let's say, in my table, okay, select star from books, right? This is my book table. So I can see I have the 116 records, right?
Hmm.
Correct. But that
Yeah.
116 rows, right? But that's stored on a disk, okay? So in
Okay.
and it will split into the based on the 8 KB pages, it will split into the pages. So do
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
have you ever wondered, means, do you have any questions, right? Like, if this is my book table, this is my book
Hmm.
table, and in that book tables I have 116 rows, and that 116 rows stored on my disk. But I want to
Okay.
check how many pages for this, right? For this,
Okay. Hmm.
right? Now I understand this is
Hmm.
116
Hmm.
rows,
Hmm.
one table,
Got it.
116 rows.
Yeah.
But when I'm stored on a disk, that is fine. But Kiran, when you are saying that it's stored in 8 KB
Hmm.
pages, then I want to see how many pages it's created for this one table, right?
Okay. Hmm. Hmm.
Isn't it interesting?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, good. So if I execute, this is the table. Okay, this is again system generated tables, that the TM, DB, index, and the physical stats, where you have to pass object ID as my book table, books.
Hmm.
Okay, and a DB ID, that means it will take your current database. Okay, if you run this, select DB, it will pick up your current database name. Okay, the DB ID is
Hmm.
5. Okay, so that is available in sys.databases actually.
Hmm.
So let me show you. So, from sys.databases. but that okay, if I execute this, you can set 1 2 3 4 and it's 5 is my database ID. That is my bookstore. Okay, so always remember these are my 4 system generated databases. Okay, master, tempdb, model, and msdb. Even if you can see in files, that data files, right, I recently showed you. So here also you can find that master and then tempdb, model, right? So these are the system generated databases. Whenever you create a new database, these are the 4 generates by default database. Okay, so sometimes in an interview they also ask you, right, what are the system generated databases? So this is master, tempdb, model, and msdb. Okay, so these are the Microsoft database. So you can say that these are the 4 default database generated. Okay, and this is my 5th one is my bookstore db, right? That's my current. So when you go for this 5, if you can go for select db id, you'll get this as a 5. Got it?
Okay.
Okay, so that's what you have to pass here. So this is a function. Okay, actually select star from this yeah, in brackets I'm passing this parameter. So if you remember, right, we have written some user defined functions where we pass some parameters. So same way for this, you have to pass the parameter. First is your database id. So my database name is this. For this database we find the database id as well, right here. So my database id is 5, right?
Okay.
So this is my database ID, right? So we pass this database ID, then object ID. So this is my book, right? So for what is object ID for my book? So we have find here as well, right? So it will remain same. Okay, let me copy this and let me put here. And if you even if you, this is also the function system defined functions, right? That's why it is in pink. Okay. So if I go select and do star from, okay, sorry, it is, it's a by default function. Okay, if I execute this, I will still get the same number. Can you see?
Okay.
Is it the same number like this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is again a system defined function. So if you pass object ID, if you pass the object name, table name, it will give me the object ID of that. Okay.
Okay.
And then null, and detail. So I want in so just pass this parameter as null, this parameter as null, and this as a detailed. Okay. And if I execute this, okay, if I execute this, I will get the number of pages created for table books. Okay, I have 116 records. That is fine. That are the number of rows. But I want to see for this table how many pages are created internally by the SQL Server engine. Okay, so if I execute this, I can see here is my index ID 1, right? So if you remember in the here I said, right, SQL index ID 1, that means my clustered index, right? So for clustered index, it's created, if you can see here, right? So for clustered index, it's created, if you can see, it's created a 2-page count, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is what index depth. Okay, index depth will understand index depth as well, okay, in some time.
Okay.
Yeah. And for index 2, you can see that this is my non-clustered index. There is 1, and this is my 116, right? This is my
Yeah.
okay. So the same page numbers, right? So when I created a non-clustered index for a title, in title also it will take all these records and arranged in a title way, right? So again, it will have the same record count, right? 116 record count, and page count is 1. Okay. So can you see here why it is page only 1 and why it is your page count 2? Because for this I have all the data, all the columns. In non-clustered index, I have only one title. So that's why it stored more data into one page. Okay. So that's how you can understand the index depth as well. Okay. Now just to understand this depth, okay, I will create some data and I will show you what is the depth as well. Okay. So here is my index 1. Okay. For this books, right? So what I will do, books library. So I will go and step 3. I think in step 3 we have created that book library data, right? Maybe step 4. No, okay. Let's go to 5. Okay, got it. So in book, I will create this book library. table, publishers and author, okay, and all this data. And let me create 1 lakh records actually. Don't worry about this delete statement, okay? I have some duplicate data, that's why I'm deleting some records.
Yeah.
Okay, let me execute this. Okay, sounds good. Now let's go to the select star from book library. Okay. Now I have all this almost 1 lakh records here. Okay.
Yeah.
So is there any what do you think? Will there be a clustered index, non-clustered index, or anything on this? Just look at the definition and then tell me. Where is my book library? This is my definition of the table. What do you think? There will be a primary key.
Primary key.
So sorry, my question is, will there be a clustered index, non-clustered index on this table, or what? What do you think?
Yeah.
Or will data be on the heap?
Cluster, no, it will be in heap. I'm not sure.
No, when the data is not arranged, it will be in the heap. Okay, when we create a primary key, my data is stored on a cluster. By default, it will create a clustered index. Okay, and that's why always we create on identity column, we create a primary key. Okay, so this is thumb rule. Always remember. Okay, identity column only generates the data, only generates the numbers. Okay, but this is a best practice that on identity column we apply a primary key.
Primary key,
as I said, you have to explicitly mention that primary key. Okay, then it will create a primary key. So here we have mentioned primary key, right? So always remember on yeah. Sorry.
So if we are mentioning primary key, then it will create clustered index default.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Index. Okay, so always remember, this is the identity column will generate the number, and it is the best practice to give the primary key for these numbers. Okay, there's two main reasons that I will tell you, the two main reasons for this as well. Okay, so why we create a primary key on identity column. Okay, so first is when we create in a numbers. Okay, so identity column will help you to get that sequence, right? So there's a two main reasons for creating the primary key. So if you go in the real-time example, when you see the book, there is always book is in ordered in the page numbers, right? It's not in the sequence of chapter number or book title line. Why it is in page number? Why it is the page number? Because it's easy to scan, easy to find any page number, right? So that is the main reason. First is it is very easy to scan, right? And second is, as I said, it's when you create a clustered index, it is stored in the balanced tree format, in the balanced tree structure format, right? So if I have the 1 lakh records, my root node will be by default, it will be 50 lakh, right?
Okay.
Then my left section and the right section start. So that is the two reasons. Okay, so it will help to generate that balance tree, right? So just imagine I have the book, and if I ordered in the sequence like ABCD or in the chapters, just imagine how much it will be difficult for me, to have that create that balance tree, right? So that is the main reason. Whenever you create a primary key, that is always on the numeric column. Okay, it's not on the varchar column actually. Got it? And so always remember, this is thumb rule. Okay, identity column will generate your data. Your primary key is always not in, but 99.99% it's a case, okay, that your identity column and it's a primary key combination that creates your clustered index. Okay.
Got it. Yeah.
Yes. And for other book title or for others, you can create a non-clustered index. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Now what we'll understand here. So now again, the interesting part is that, okay, that I said right now, let's understand, okay, if I go and I have the 1 lakh records, right? Now I want to check how many pages created for this. Okay. Are you interested to understand this? Means how many pages created for this 1 lakh records? Yeah. Okay. library, right? Sorry. Okay, let me add here my, this is my table, right? Object ID for this.
Yeah.
I want to check for book library. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think? How many pages it will create? What do you think? Just guess. Okay, I have the 1 lakh records. Okay, so for 1 lakh records, if I divide 1 lakh records, but I have the 8 KB page. Okay, so maybe something like that, right? So maybe 1 lakh records, and per rows there is some column size as well that need to consider. This is a little bit depth knowledge topic actually, but
20
don't
to
worry.
30 pages.
Sorry.
20 to 30 pages.
No, actually not like that. Actually, maybe you're considering the row levels and then you're dividing. But your calculation is right. I can understand, but it's not actually that on a row basis, because in row again you have to consider the size of every column. Okay, let's say you have the 4 columns, en varchar columns, integers. That sizes also matter. So we'll understand in detail about that as well. But don't worry. Right now, let's execute this query. We not need to worry about this because this is internal structure and managed by the SQL Server engine. Okay, so we not need to worry about it. So here you can see that, okay, for this book library, this is my index ID 1. Index ID 1 is for what?
Clustered.
Correct. 2 is for what?
No, non-clustered.
No, exactly. It is. This is what the index depth. That I will come to that part as well in sometimes. Okay, just I want to explain you how the data is actually stored in the binary tree or balanced tree format. Okay, so you can see that this is my record count, right?
Yeah.
99,148, right? And can you see here is my page count? Okay, so for these records, it's created a 1618 pages. Okay, now again you can see that this is again my record count is 1,618, and that my page count is this, and then 5 and then 1. Okay, so you'll understand this now. Okay, now interesting part come here. Okay, so maybe you're wondering what is this index depth and what is this. Okay, now we'll understand. Now I have the if you remember this balance tree structure that I have shown to you, right? Now imagine I have the 1 lakh records. Okay, instead of 999, let's say I have 99 lakh records, right? So my 50,000 will come here, right? Okay.
Okay.
So just give me 1 minute. I'm getting call actually, not sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, it's cut down. Okay, no problem. I'll call later. Okay. Now you understand the same balance tree. Can you visualize for 1 lakh records? Same like, right? So if I just have to add one two records. Just I have to put here something like that. You got it? You just have to add this and it will work for me, right? Something like that. You understand a high level, it's 50 lakhs, 50,000. And if my records is less than 50,000, I have to go left sections, I have to go if the greater than 50,000, something like that. And it will help you to reduce your search, right? It will help you to read faster, seek faster, right? Find faster in the library. Again, you can go back and understand about the real-time scenario in a book. In the library, you have all the sections and the compartments, and you have proper map. It will be very easy for you to find that book easily, right? If you can consider again real-time one examples, if you go to the mall, right? If you're on first floors and if you want to find specific shop, and if you're confused, you can go there on the map and you can find on which, let's say on the third floor I have that shop. Okay, right now you are here, like that, right? So you can easily find. The same way, this is the map. You can call it as a map, or you can call it as a balanced structure. Okay, so that will help you, to speed up in a way. Okay, so now as I said for this, okay, so I said this is the index depth. That means this is my depth. Okay, this is my depth root, then my intermediate, and after the intermediate, my root level, leaf level is my actual data, right? You got it? So actual data means my which is on my clustered index. That is my actual data. Like in page number, I have the actual page number. On page number, I have the actual data, right? Actual chapter. But in indexing, I can see only the page numbers and all that stuff. The chapter wise sequence is there, and I can go to the main page using that ID, right? So the same way, I can see that. So this is how this balance tree or binary tree structure help you to speed up your work. Okay, this is how they store the data. This is how you can find the number of pages. This is how you can find the index depth. Okay, got it?
So before it was 2, right, sir? Like before we had
Yeah,
taken it was
exactly,
2.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that will I'll clear now. Okay, good, good catch.
Yeah.
Right. So can you tell me, can you guess? Okay, yes, I have only 116 records. I have only 2 page counts. That's why it's saying you not need to have that all this sequence, right? 50,000, then less than this, then this,
Yeah.
then this, then this. You not need that much blocks, that much routes. It's very simple. I have only 2 page. Just go left and right. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have only index depth is only 2. You got it?
Okay. Yeah.
So you
Got it.
whenever you have the huge data, you will have that index depth. Okay, index depth will be the deeper and deeper. But still, even just imagine, even if you have the uh, just imagine you have 10 million records, still your search will be faster because directly in the root in the balance it will divide into the 2 parts. Directly it will
Got
cut
it.
down your 50% efforts. Again it will cut down your 50% effort. Again it will whenever you go in deeper it will cut down your 50% effort. So just imagine this is how the actually this is the binary tree structure, binary tree
Okay.
format is used in your SQL by SQL Server Engine. Okay, that's why it's very powerful. We'll understand in detail. The real game is when started. You will play with the millions of records. You'll understand how this binary tree works and how this helpful.
Got it.
Again, you can
Yeah.
just will understand and play with the data definitely technically, but you just right now just to get the just to get the sense of this binary tree, just understand a real-time scenario that you want to find the book in a British library, right? Let's say there's 10 lakh or 100 maybe crores of books, but still in immediately with the maps and the sections you can immediately find any book, right, easily,
Yeah.
right? So you just for now we don't have that much data, but definitely in the coming videos we'll play with the data having the millions of records, and I will help you to understand how this is helpful for you to execute the data within the seconds. So
Yeah.
the same way it's work like your real-time scenario. Okay, so I'll always try to clear any complex concepts. I will try to help you to understand with the real-time scenario so that you'll understand very easily. But at the same time, I want you guys to do a practice and the practical understand all these stuffs. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So far so good. Any doubt? Any question?
No, sir.
No? Okay. Perfect. Let me stop the recording.